Hi, this is Sally from Windsor Telecom, just doing a walkthrough on the PBX so you can see how to access and how to use the system when you have your numbers set up and ready. So this is the My Windsor Portal. You'll be going from here to the My Products tab, scroll down to Cloud Telephony. It's going to take you onto a slightly different screen. From here, we're going to press the three lines in the top corner and into PBX Portal. This can take you on so you can make any changes that you need to make. You can see all of your numbers and everything displayed. So you can see your full dashboard. This is going to give you a full overview, any recent calls, any changes on your bill that may occur, as well as how many numbers, call queues, ring groups, etc. that you have on your account. From here, if we pop into incoming numbers, this will list all the numbers that you have on your account within this section. So you will have all of your direct dial extensions as well as any external straight into the call queues. If you need to change where any of these are going to be pointing, you can click onto the number where the extension is set to. This will give you a list. You can swap between direct dials as well as your hunt groups. Within here, you'll also be able to see any routing rules that you will have in place already. Anything that we have put in, such as closed timings and where they'll point to. If we pop into your extensions tab, this will then give you a full list of any extensions, both general and virtual extensions. If we open up the one that is in there already, you will see you are able to change your outgoing caller IDs. At the moment, this is set to anonymous, but again, you can use the drop down to change what numbers you would like. If you need any numbers changing on the system or any additionals, you can get through to us and we will add these on for you. Within this area, you can also see your timeout. This is set to 30 seconds, which is the standard time. This is the same as if you were to be calling a mobile phone. You can make this longer and shorter. This is specifically based on the extensions. You can see that call recording can be disabled and enabled from this area. Call waiting. This allows you to be notified when you have another call coming through if you are already in a call. We can also pop into the forwarding rules. Within here, currently there is none activated. This works in the exact same way as your routing rules. If you wish to forward through to other extensions or through to any of the call queues, if you are off, you are able to set these up. If we press add, you can do it based on time intervals, what status, so where it will go if you are busy or if the call is unanswered, and where it will then go. Forward will push the call straight forward. Follow me will call both simultaneously, or you can just go straight to voicemail. Voicemail settings are also set here. Again, this is extension specific. This can be activated by us for you. However, you are able to change the PIN as well as change the notification email address where this will get sent to. Moving forward, if we go into your ring groups, this is an example of the ring groups. With here, there is slightly less functionality. However, this is specifically so that it can call everybody at the same time or moves through. Means you can have multiple calls coming through, so you can have ring all or cascade. Cascade will call each person in order. You can change the order by editing the group, adding additional people, clicking on the person that you wish to move, and then using the arrows to put them in order of who you would like to be called when. With Cascade, you will also have ring each member, how long it will call them for, and then a delay between each member if this is needed. Pop it back to ring all. You can also see we have a failover destination. So when the ring out time is reached, this is where the call will then go. At the moment, this is set to go to a shared mailbox. Moving to call queues. Within this section, similar to ring groups, however, has a lot more functionality. This is quite literally a queue. Within this area, you have welcome messages. You can use the drop down. Any welcome message, any audios that you have attached onto your system, you can choose between. to put a specific message in place. You'll see that's popped up and you can press save. You also have a maximum hold time. This is how long the person will stay in the queue for if the queue is not answered before it goes to the timeout destination. This can be anything as low as 30 seconds, and you can make it as high as you want. It is done off seconds. Again, similarly with the hunt groups, you can add your members to the queue using the edit button. You can also remove them from the queue using the little button here, or again through the edit members. If we go into advanced, this gives you the additional features within the call queues. You can change the ring strategy through a number of different options. We do recommend using either ring all, which is everybody at the same time, or linear, which moves through order of what they are in the queue. Again, you can change the ring each member for. This would normally be set at about 20 seconds. It can be shorter, or you can make it longer if you want to. And then the retry after, again, this is the delay of how long it will take before the next person in the queue is called. Within this section, you can also choose whether you want it to play music to the caller or whether you want it to play a standard ringing. There is a default music in place for when this is chosen. However, you can change your hold music, and we'll show you how to do that later. Within the queue, you can also announce your positioning. So it will tell them how far they are and obviously move through as each time a call is answered. How often you would like this to play. We would normally put this at about 30 seconds. You can also choose to have a key press destination. This essentially, you could have a announcement playing, so if they do not want to stay in the queue, they can press 1 and go straight through to the mailbox. That's where this is currently set to. And then you have the periodic announcements, which would be such things as telling them they can use the key press destination, or just if you wanted to play facts about the company, etc. So if you add periodic announcements, again, you can see any announcements that you have uploaded to the system. You can have up to 5 different messages per queue. So if you save that into place. Moving on from here, we also have IVRs. The IVR is your automated system that allows your callers to select an option of what section of the company they would like to go through to. This has a timeout destination. This would normally be set to 5 seconds. This is how long it will take for the person to be able to select their option. They can have that entry sound, which will be their IVR welcome, announcing which options they will need for which department. From here, we can do transfer, select which option we would like it to go to, so you can have this going to your hunt groups, as well as your call queues. These are all changes that you are able to make yourselves. We can obviously also make these changes for you. If we scroll down to the bottom of the IVRs, you can also see where you would like it to go on timeout. This you can either have jumping straight back to the same queue, so it will play the message again, or you can have it going straight to an option or to somebody's extension. Same with invalid. If they choose an option that is not set, this will also give the same choices. Within this section as well, if you want it on each option, if you want it to display for yourselves as to which option the person has chosen, for example, if you have options 1 and options 2 going into the same queue, you can change this and type it in. This will then display when they call through. Additionally, shared mailboxes. So your shared mailbox, you can have multiple mailboxes within there. You can have the notification email of where this is going to go through to. You can change the PIN for when the mailbox is called, as well as choose what options you would like to be displayed within that email. It is normal that people would have 2 mailboxes within here, one for during in hours and one for your out of hours. Then you can obviously have multiple messages, and we can have it going, pointing to each one dependent on the timings. If we go into reports, you can see that within here, you can see your call history. This will show in a few different ways, so you'll be able to see your outbound calls, your inbound calls, and then an area called local. The local calls is the internal section of that call. So if an extension number was to call through to another extension, that would show as a local, as well as if a caller was to come in, go into the IVR, you will see that happening as an inbound, and then from the IVR, where it points to from there and who it goes through to, will show as local. You can also see your call recordings. It will show in a similar way as your call history, at which point you will have an option that you can listen to the call, as well as downloading it as a zip, which point you can then go through and hear those calls external to the system if you need to send them anywhere. Moving into admin. This is where you can change your hold music and announcements. So if we go into hold music, you can add hold music within this section. It will show you the parameters of what you will need. And then upload. Once you upload it, it will give you the option and an enable box. When that is ticked, that is the one that is playing during your call queues. This does affect the call queues only. Obviously, to disable that and go back to the generic, you can just untick that box. Moving into the announcements, it is in the exact same way as the hold music. Press the add announcement button, gives you the parameters that this will need to go into. Drag and drop your file and press upload. You can see we already have some in here. If I open one up for you, it gives you the file size, and it also gives you the ability to rename the file. These will all be shown in any drop downs, anywhere that you are able to add messages, welcome messages, periodic announcements, all of those will all show all of the messages within the announcements tab. If we move into time intervals, it's here that you can set those intervals, of which we can then change the routing rules based on. We will always have one based on close times if you're not a 24-hour service. This gives you the ability to base it from midnight up to what time you start. Your closing hours, again to midnight, and then any days you are fully closed. This is the example of a weekly option. You can also use a yearly option. This gives you an exact date. Again, it runs on a 24-hour, so we will go from midnight to midnight. This gives you the option to route your call, specifically done on an entire day being closed. If I pop back to your incoming numbers, I'll show you how to add these routing rules. It's done within this section here, within your incoming numbers. If you open it up, you can press add, select the interval that you would like, and where this is going to go. For example, to your shared mailbox. Hit save, and you'll see that pop in there. You can do the same thing specifically on extensions under the forwarding rules. Again, you can select your interval, what status you would like to be in when it does that, and then where you're going to forward it to. If you are forwarding it to an extension, put the extension number within this area. Hit save, and you can see it pop in the bottom. You can switch this off at any time without deleting it by pressing the tick, and it will swap to across. Thank you very much for watching our video. We hope you've learned more about the PBX, and as always, if you do have any issues, please do give us a call.